civilized and disciplined, right? And the easy path. But like a harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very, very dangerous man who has that under voluntary control. And you also see that like one of the central female stories, let's say, if the hero archetype is the central male story, there are variants of hero archetypes that are relevant to women, and one of them is Beauty and the Beast. And Beauty isn't interested in the guy who isn't the beast. She's interested in the guy who's the beast. And that's exactly right. But she's interested in the guy who's the beast that can be civilized and disciplined, right? And who can use that in the service, well, let's say, of a family. One of the most amazing things that I discovered this year, or stumbled upon, was I was puzzling over a line in the New Testament, which I've always been curious about because it never sat right with me. The meek shall inherit the earth. And I found out that the word meek either doesn't mean now what it meant when people first translated the text, or it was a mistranslation, either way. But because meek sounds like powerless and harmless and something like that, right? But what meek actually means, it's the derivation of a word. It's the translation of a word that meant something more like those who have swords and know how to use them, but keep them sheathed. I thought, oh yes, that's exactly it. The world, those who have swords and know how to use them, but choose to keep them sheathed, will inherit the world. So yes, exactly right, exactly right.
Those who have swords but choose to keep them sheathed. I love that. I love that. Let's go. Let's go. Grand Rising, Familia. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. Super excited to be on here with everybody. Ready to go ahead and finish off the end of this month of December strong. December 28th. We are getting close to the end of this thing. And I'm so excited to see the growth, to see all of the deep work being done, because I know, and you're going to see in today's training, how important this deep work has played a role up until now, and how much is going to play coming in to hitting our goals coming into 2023. So I love it. I love it. Let's drop a little bit of gratitude down below. I'm going to go ahead and get live on IG so we can get started for today. Today, we are going to be talking about the difference between the goal conscious versus growth conscious, right? This is a great topic for today. Goal conscious versus growth conscious. Okay, here we go. All right, family. So let's get our gratitude in. Grateful to be alive. Grateful for God. Grateful for the mind, for the body, for the spirit. We've been getting really intentional with the deep work. I just got to go ahead and drop my journal entry for today. You already know I've got it locked in. Today, we have finished up. Drop down what day everybody is on. Today, we are on day 151, going strong. Super, super elevated from just going so hard for these past couple weeks, past couple months. And I truly know that all of this is going to end up leading to the fruits that we are ready to harvest coming into this new year. So don't think the deep work is going unnoticed, because I'm telling you, it is all catching up. Lady Boss Nikki was telling me yesterday, she's like, yo, I'm so glad that I've been planting these seeds over the past couple months, because I'm starting to reap the harvest. So IG, good morning, fam. You see the topic today, goal conscious versus growth conscious. Get ready for today. So day 141, let's go. I'm proud of you, sis. We're just getting started. All right, let's go. So here we go. Let's get into it. All right, I got a great topic for you guys today, and this is coming out of the GOAT, John C. Maxwell, right? Developing the leader within. 2022, we read a lot of personal development books. We were all over the map with a lot of phenomenal PD books. Okay. Coming into 2023, I'm gonna give you my focus. You guys can know where I'm coming from. Okay, 2023 is all going to be about really developing, same thing, not only the leader within, but also developing leaders as well. So getting serious into the leadership side of things, so you guys can go ahead and know where I'm coming from. And also for you as well, John C. Maxwell, this is going to be a huge portion of what it is that we're getting into coming for the new year. So IG, give me 1 second. I want to go ahead and pull up one of my screenshots. So Define Dreams on YouTube, if you guys want to go hop on there and see it, but give me 2 seconds. All right, so here we go. I want to actually give you guys a screenshot of some of the books that is going to be going down over the next couple months, okay? This is actually really good, and it's crazy because somebody actually just dropped it inside of the leadership chat. I just ordered 12 books on the way, And this is what I love to see, right? Investing in yourself. I'm telling you, family, there's not going to be a better investment that any of us can go ahead and make. So let me see if I can go ahead and pull it up real quick. If not, I'll drop it in the chat so everybody can see what books we're talking about. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, here we go. Check this out. So you guys can see this, right? Developing the Leader Within is one of John C. Maxwell's many. But look at all these books. You guys can go ahead and take a screenshot. You guys can grab these. These are all of the books that are going to be coming in here shortly. This is one of our other students that actually got all these. But all these are great. So if you guys want to go ahead and screenshot a handful of these, this is great to go ahead and put in your arsenal so you guys have an idea of what is coming for the next couple months. Because I'm telling you right now, to develop the Leader Within, this is where the magic really happens. So let me get back on IG. All right, let's get to it. So just wanted to give that to you guys today, so you had something to go ahead and take with you tactically. All right, so we're back. Let's get it. All right, let me pull up my notes real quick because this is going to be a good one today. This is not off the top. I took this straight out of the book. So let me go ahead and grab it. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Growth matters. Okay, growth is the only guarantee. This is how we started off the paragraph for today. He said growth is the only guarantee that tomorrow will get better. So think about it. What we do today is always going to be setting up what it is that we have tomorrow. I have a saying that I've written for the past couple of years. Be willing to do what most are not willing to do today, so we can live a life tomorrow like most can't. That's something that always stuck with me, right? I heard that from Austin Gossett. That's something that he told me years ago, and it always stuck, and it's so true, right? You got to think about it. We're at the end of December. How many, and it's not hard to see, right? Whether it's looking at family, whether it's looking on online, so many are taking this last month off. So many have been taking the last 2 months off. But for all of us, we've been able to start setting up 2023 for the past couple months. We're not starting January 1st. And if we're being honest, this is one of the biggest mistakes that when I look back over the past couple of years that really made a difference. Taking those last couple months off, it was like when I started January, I had to catch up for all the debt that I was missing because I wasn't doing the deep work. I was just chilling. I wasn't getting up early. I wasn't intentional with the calls. I wasn't journaling like the intention that we have now. So when I tell you coming into this season, this is going to be a season full of breakthroughs, break frees, reaping the harvest for all the seeds that we planted. Because family, that's what we've been doing these past couple months. We've been planting the seeds. And if you don't know, these next couple months, this is when it gets exciting. This is when the heat of the season is. New year, new me. People are ready for change. People are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Nobody's excited to go clock into work tomorrow, right? So people now more than ever, they know they need to do something different. And guess where we are? Right here, hands wide open. We've got multiple streams. You want to learn how to have your money work for you? You want to learn how to build an e-commerce store? You want to learn how to build residual income? You want to learn how to actually monetize your social media? You want to develop a bulletproof mindset? Family, we're like an octopus. We've got arms to be able to help out people in so many different areas. So understand that the growth that we're doing today is always going to lead to what is that we have tomorrow. So I'm making sure that every day, okay, focus. If it's not 1/10 of 1% better, it's going to be, if it's not 1%, it's going to be 1/10 of 1% better every day. Even that's the power of the compound effect. One of the 8th wealth wonders of the world. Little things done daily add up over a course of period of time. I'm telling you, even if you don't see it. So number one is going to be growth is the only guarantee that tomorrow will get better. So understand that everything we do today, even the little actions you don't think matters, recording that podcast, putting up that video, staying consistent on your stories, putting your face out there, doing a live where only 3 people even get on. Family, I'm telling you, the little things matter, okay? So don't underestimate it. Detroit Bird, I got you. Shoot me a message once we get off. All right, so here we go. I want to give you, and this is really cool. John gave a dope example this morning. He was talking about 5 ways to intentionally not act old. 5 ways to not intentionally act old. And this was really interesting when you put it in perspective. So let's go ahead and bust through these 5 real quick. Number 1, ask questions. Okay. He said old people aren't inquisitive for the most part. As we get older, we stop asking questions. We stop learning. Okay. This is big. He said when you stop asking questions, you've lost interest in life. So I will always remain inquisitive. And that's so true. I tell you guys all the time, questions, this is one of the biggest things that I learned. Questions will take you anywhere that you want to go. The way our brain is designed, whenever we ask it a question, it's always going to search and look for the answer. The problem is we're asking a lot of times the wrong questions. I wonder if I'm going to be able to make it. I wonder if I can learn this. I wonder if I can impact people. I wonder if I can actually really make a dent in not just my life, but people's lives around me. You see, we're asking questions, but it's the wrong question. What happens if we switch that? I wonder what life looks like when I step into the highest version of myself. I wonder what life looks like when I wake up confident every day. I wonder what my outer world looks like when I've mastered my internal peace. You see? Start asking the right questions. Watch how we start finding the right answers. So questions. Number 2, keep the bar of excellence high. Keeping the bar of excellence high. 5 ways to intentionally not act old. Number 2, old people lower their standards. They get tired and complacent. I will raise the bar is what John says. And I love that. I've always remembered that phrase. Most live until 75. They die at 25. Well, this is why. They stopped asking questions. They stopped being excited about life. They lowered their bar. They lowered their standards. So one of the biggest things coming into 2023, I believe, for all of us is to go ahead and raise our standards, right? What are the things that we're saying yes to? And what are the things that we're saying no to? You see, to me, I want to say yes to events. I want to say yes to things that are going to allow me to grow. Whether that be getting around certain individuals, whether that be buying certain books, whether that be getting around the information that I know can change our lives, right? So this is big. Number 3, be people-centric. What does that mean? He said, old people become self-absorbed. They talk about themselves, their ailments, and their medications. I will focus on others. Oof. This is big. Because as you start to learn through life, when you focus on yourself, you'll only ever make enough for yourself. But when we're able to focus on others as well, right? Service to many leads to greatness. This is exactly where that statement comes from. So for me, people wonder, D, how do you show up every day? How do you give value every single morning? Because I understand this one right here. Okay. It's not just about me. If it was about me, I would have quit. I would have been done a long time ago. Could have just went and traded by myself. Would have been good to go. But I understand it's bigger than just me. Right? Impact 1 billion. I cannot do this by myself. It takes the strength of others to be able to really build an empire and create a dynasty. So I love the power of teamwork. I love listening to others' whys. I love listening to others' goals and be able to be a witness alongside of their journey. And the same thing is going to happen for you as well. When you start to impact somebody, when somebody hits you with that message that you made an impact in their life, I don't know about you, but to me, there's nothing that really feels better than that. And that's true fulfillment. And when you feel that, I know some of you have felt that on this call. Drop some 3s down below if you guys have experienced that. This is a big reason why a lot of us keep going forward through the storms, through the trials, through the tribulations, because it's bigger than us. Okay. Let me go ahead and get my 3s down below too. Huge. This is key. All right. Number 4. The 4th one is going to be posture conscious. Okay. Be posture conscious. You see, as many get older, it's not hard to tell. When you just be aware today when you go out and you look in the world and pay attention to people's posture. Because I'm going to give you an interesting hint today. You see, when you look at somebody's posture, believe it or not, I can have an idea of what you're thinking. I can have an idea of your habits. I can have an idea of exactly what your frequency is vibrating at. Just by looking at I can tell before you even speak to me what your frequency is at. Let me give you guys an example, okay? Without me even speaking, can you guys see a difference if I was like this? If I was talking to you guys right now and I wasn't looking you in the eye and I was looking right, I was looking left, I was looking down when I was talking to you, my shoulders were slouched, I didn't have a lot of energy in my voice. You guys can see just by posture, just by energy, without even speaking, this plays a major role, right? Head up, chest out, shoulders back. This is a whole different level of communication. This is a whole different level of energy when you're actually able to walk into a room and not be worried about what anybody else thinks. When you're able to understand that you don't have to be a shell in the world, you light up the room when you smile. You bring a brightness in the room every time that you walk into it. But you've got to be aware of your posture, okay? If you want to go ahead and check yourself, go ahead and look in the mirror. When you get off this call, go ahead and look at the mirror and look at your posture. And I'm going to tell you something as simple as just that. Head up, chest out, shoulders back, right? I'll give you guys an example. If you put your hands behind your back, right? Literally put your hands behind your back and close your hands like this, okay? And put your shoulders back and put them all the way down. This is the perfect posture. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but this is the exact perfect posture you should be walking and you should be moving in. So every time that you sit, every time that you move, the goal is to be able to sit, to be able to walk, to be able to maneuver in that posture, okay? But most people, as we go through life, it's easy to just go ahead and we're looking at our phones all day. We're looking at a computer screen all day. We're sitting all day. So guess what happens when you have bad posture? Your lower back starts to hurt. You start to create pains that you didn't even know was there. And guess what? When you have pains, guess what that does to your aura? Guess what that does to your frequency? Guess what that does to your action, your work ethic? It slows all of it down. This is subconscious things that people don't even know. They don't even think about. But I've been able to study from the 1%. There's a reason why it is they do what they do. They're very conscious about all of these things. So I've learned this. So this is all tips that everybody can take with you for yourself. So that's number 4. I'm dropping some bombs on you guys today. I love this. This book is phenomenal. Number 5, remain today focused, okay? 5 ways to stay intentional and not act. Goal number 5 is remain today focused. Old people talk about yesterday. That's why, if you've ever had a conversation with me, you've noticed this. Whenever somebody starts talking about the past too long, I cut it off. Seriously, I don't want to hear about it. I love you. I have empathy for what you've gone through. But at the same time, here's what I know, okay? There's nothing wrong with talking about what happened, but to be able to keep bringing it up, to be able to keep going back to that feeling, to keep putting yourself in that energy, in that state of how you felt when you experienced that, is one of the worst things that anybody can do. Why? Because the secret is the feeling. So if we're waking up every day and we're jumping right back to the old feelings of the past, right back to the old feelings of the trauma that we felt, guess what type of creation that we're going to be able to have today? It's not going to be a lot, and it's not going to be very productive because we're living today with old energy. We're living today with old energy. There's so many people that live that life. They're living life, replaying their past every day. I don't want to live like that. I want to start pre-playing my future. I want to wake up and I want to envision where it is that I'm going. That's where my focus is. I don't have time to keep looking back anymore. 2023 is not about looking back, okay? 2023 is about being in the moment, having a vision for where it is that we're going, and every day I'm going to show you the difference between being goal conscious and growth conscious, okay? When I teach you this today, pay attention. This part of the training is very important. So pay attention in the next literally 3 minutes to when I give this to you. I got one more thing I want to drop before I give you this T-chart between goal conscious and growth conscious, okay? One more thing I want to give you. Here we go. So there's a couple of questions that John C. Maxwell, he has in this book, and I love it because it really gets you thinking, okay? So these are, I gave you the 5 ways to act intensely to not be old. So here's what he talks about as far as the questions go. Every level of growth calls for a new level of change, okay? So here's the questions that he talks about. As far as the learning side, okay, you guys can give 3 bullet points right here for this portion. 3 bullet points, 1, 2, 3. Here's the first one, learning. What do I need to learn today that I didn't know yesterday? This is something that I've told myself every day for the past 3 years. That's the only way I've been able to do these calls. I said, there's no way I'm going to sleep 2 nights without learning a new piece of information, whether that be from a Zoom, whether that be from a mentorship call, whether that be from a go live. I need new information, not just to learn it to say I got it, but it needs to be documented. I got to write it down. So that way, if I want to go back and I want to go back and relearn what it is that I wrote, I have it down. You don't know how many times that we learn things, we don't write it. Guess what? We forget 85% of things that we don't write down. That's just the truth. So I had to really start putting things down on paper, and I became intentional with learning something new every day. That's number 1. The second question, second thing that John talks about is unlearn. He says, what do I need to let go of today that I held on to yesterday? Remember we talked about the past? This is why. This is why I'm so intentional about that. Let me read that again. What do I need to let go of today that I held on to yesterday? There's something that many of us are doing this with, and I promise you to let that go. This is where real abundance lies. And the third question is going to be right here. Relearn. What do I need to change today that I was doing yesterday? Were we scrolling too much to social media? Did we say we were going to do something and we didn't do it? Right? I don't know what that is. To everybody's going to be different. I don't know what that is for you. but it's worth it to take the time to go through these 3 questions because I'm telling you, this is huge. So here's the T chart for you guys. I told you I've got a phenomenal T chart I was getting into in a couple minutes. Well, here it is. He said, growth is the great separator between those who succeed and those who don't succeed. So out of this whole training, put a star by this. So make your T chart, get a T chart, and put 2 sides. I want you to put growth conscious, and I want you to put goal conscious. Okay? Go ahead and put both of those down. And let's get into it. I'm going to go through the goal side, and I'm going to go through the growth side so you can see the difference, why so many end up getting caught in the goal side, and they wonder why they end up falling to the wayside. This is exactly why. Okay? The goal conscious, they focus on the destination. Okay? They're so focused on the destination, they're not focused on the journey. Number 2 is the goals are great. It motivates. Okay? The goals motivate people. Goals are seasonal. Yes, goals will challenge you, but when the goal is reached, a lot of times most of us stop because we forget that there's another mountain, but we get comfortable. We get complacent with finally catching that egg that we just sit there now that we finally got it. And somebody that is goal conscious, here's the question that they always ask. How long will this take? Oof, that's a big one. They ask, how long will this take? Now let's go on the other side. Now we're going to get on the growth side. People want to know why I've been able to last 5 years, why some of us OGs have stayed around this long, why the vision is still so clear, right? For those of you that have lasted so long, right? This is why, because you have a growth conscious. You had goals, yes, but you also have a growth conscious. This is the difference. The growth conscious focuses on the journey. The growth conscious matures people. The growth conscious is not seasonal. You see, it's a lifelong journey. The growth conscious, it doesn't just challenge people, it changes people. In the growth conscious, we don't stop when the goal is reached. When the goal is reached, guess what? We keep going. And instead of asking, how long will this take? You see, on the growth side, we ask, how far can I go? Ooh. You see the difference? Now that you know that, you can probably think about how many people that we've seen that are just conscious about their goals. And wonder why the back office doesn't change. Wonder why the withdrawals aren't there. Wonder why the ka-chings aren't coming inside of their store. Well, this is why. They're so focused on the goals, they're not putting any time to their growth. They're not staying a student. They're not consistently showing up. This is where the magic happens. And here's the quote that he put underneath this. Ready? He said, the law of diminishing intent says that the longer you wait to do something you should do now, the greater the odds are that you will never do it. This is why I tell you guys all the time, what it is that we can do today, let's not wait until tomorrow. Let's take advantage of it right now because the window of opportunity might not be there tomorrow. So I'd like to take action now. So what is the application, right? How do we go ahead and how do we apply what is that we just learned? If we know how powerful the growth conscious is, how do we go ahead and apply it? Well, I'll give you guys some ideas to go ahead and apply it, right? I'm going to give you 5 bullet points, how you can grow daily and stay consistent, right? And before I give you that, here's what he talked about stretching. He says, once hope is stretched, it cannot return to its original dimensions. Once passion is stretched, cannot return to its original dimensions. Once the work ethic is stretched, can't return to its original dimensions. Once the team is stretched, it cannot return to its original dimensions. So family, I've experienced all of this. My hope has been stretched, my passion, my work ethic, my team. So I can't go back to the old me, right? I understand that P5, this was just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the tip of what's coming for Dream Team to go and impact literally thousands and hundreds of lives to come. I know that, right? The work ethic. I've seen what happens when we operate at a high level. So even though some of us have turned it down a notch over the holidays, we know what we can do moving forward, right? The passion. For some of you, you've seen what happened when your passion is stretched, and you know what you can do when you really put your faith on the table. So this is big. So last part of the day, let's go ahead and wrap up today with 5 ways to grow daily. You ready? Number 1, I make my growth my number 1 priority. This is what John says. I make my growth my number 1 priority. A day without growth is not acceptable to me. I am conscious of my need to learn 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So even if we could take one thing that we can apply and learn today, this is where it counts. Number 2, I look for growth opportunities in every situation. You know, it's funny. Nikki was talking to me yesterday. She's like, D, you know, I had to get a ride. I got in the car with the Uber driver. we had this phenomenal relationship, and turns out he actually trades. He's actually into crypto, and I think he's pretty interested in the business. Well, before that, vibrating in a lower frequency, she might not even had that conversation. She might have just let that chairman slip by, the educator slip by. But now that she's aware, now that she's conscious enough and she has the confidence, now she's willing to spark a conversation. Now she's willing to go ahead and ask a little bit of questions. And now she's able to go ahead and be interested and not interesting. But this came from growth. This came from starting to look for opportunities in every situation. You see, success has always been right underneath our nose. The people have always been there. The abundance has always been there. We just had to get aligned with it, right? So I love that. Huge lesson. Number 3, I ask questions that are going to help grow me, right? Whenever I get around my mentor, anytime I go to events, I'm always asking intentional questions, whether that be with trading, whether that be with e-commerce, whether that be building my business, whether it be with social media, learning how to speak, throwing an event, whatever it may be. I'm always asking questions because I understand I can't do anything by myself, right? Everybody has a mentor. Everybody has people to follow. Nobody does everything by themselves. Even for myself today, as a P5, I'm still edifying. I edify every 3-way call that I do. I'm always edifying Chino. I'm always edifying my mentors because I understand it's not just about me. You can't do everything by yourself. That's why I tell you guys, teamwork makes the dream work. So leverage your team, leverage your mentors. This is everything. Number 4, I file what I learn every day. Like I told you guys, I don't like to go a day without taking notes, without something that I've learned. And this is going to be your tracking log, right? Bob Proctor always said it. He said your notes are like your uncashed check. So how many notes would you write if you knew every page was an uncashed check? Would you be filling up notebooks, right? Absolutely. Ever since I learned that, I've been going crazy with notebooks. And last one is going to be I pass what I'm learning on to others. There's nothing more beautiful than being able to take what is that we learn and then go pour it out. You guys have so much knowledge. You have so much value. You have so much wisdom that you've been able to gain. But here's the deal. People are waiting to hear your voice. People are waiting to hear what it is that you have to say. But if you never say it, they're never going to be able to tune into your movie. They're never going to be able to see the real superstar, the real superhero. And that's you. It's not anybody else. It's not your idol. It's not somebody that you look up to. The real superstar is you. People are waiting to hear your story. So don't be afraid to go ahead and show up because at the end of the day, growth is joy. Happiness is a feeling. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Growth is a decision. Happiness is a feeling. Growth is a decision. There we go. Okay. So go out, make the decision to go ahead and be great. Draw the line in the sand to realize that 2023 is giving us one of the most abundant years that any of us have ever had. It just takes number 1, believing it. Number 2, taking action. Number 3, understanding that everything that we want is right as close as our skin. So family, with that being said, that is my training for everybody today. I hope you got a little bit of value. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button down below. Drop some 2s. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful for everything that is to come. And for anybody that is over in the Orlando area, we'll be throwing it down. Cash Money, Cole and I. We get the events back flowing, and we're starting early before 2023. Family, I love you. It is your favorite entrepreneur. Define dreams. Remember, you can be, do, or have anything that you can hold in your mind. You can hold it right here in your hand. Go out and have an abundant day. I appreciate you. I love you guys. Let's go out and make it happen. It's game time. Let's get to work.